Hello. And Webster says hello too. He's just been eating and I'll let him get back to lunch right now. This week, it's a real change of pace. Going to get away a little bit from type, and we're going to start a little unit 2 weeks on photography. Photography is an important part of any graphic design. In a couple of weeks, we are going to integrate photography and words and pictures. So we've done words for the first month. Now we're going to do pictures. And after that, we'll do other kinds of graphics. So ultimately, you'll have all of these things together. So step at a time, just basic photography. Now, this week, we're going to concentrate on taking pictures. So that's the first thing we will do. Okay, this week's assignment. Not one photo, but 4. Please upload, and I'll talk about this a little bit more later. 4 photos, not just 1. So, something suitable for a publication, magazine, news, or web page. All photos must be taken for this class. I don't want pictures of last year's mission trip or your vacation in Cancun. Wonderful that you're doing that. But no, I want you to really think about what we're doing here and take pictures for class. So not just 1 picture, but 4. And we'll get to that, the 4 kinds of pictures that come together to tell a story. The 4 pictures are wide, medium, close, and super close. And I'll have some examples as we go through this week's discussion. Here is a picture of a wide photo, far away. This is, and I shot this for the class, a hike to Rainbow Falls and Rainbow Lake on Lookout on Signal Mountain. Here's a wide shot, and here's a medium shot. Me and Juniper just below the falls, wide, medium, close. Here's a close-up. People love Juniper. And super close. It's winter and we had icicles. So those are the 4 kinds of pictures. You can see all together, these 4 different pictures give you a sense of what it was like out there. At least 1 photo must have a person. You could have pictures, all of them could have 1 person, could have people in it, but you have to have one has a person because people tell stories, not rocks. Each photo should have a full caption consisting of 2 sentences. 1, who, what, where, when, and 2, the significance and or why and how. Here's an example. Captions may be submitted on a separate file. They don't have to be with the photos. As long as I get them, do whatever you're comfortable. Okay, a couple of years back when I was fat, here is a photo and a caption. Dr. Jack Ziblick, UTC professor of communication, poses in 2015 at the Acropolis in Athens, Greece. Yes, I spent a summer in Venice, Greece, and Turkey. I do have a bad hair life, but you know, like I said, this is 40 pounds ago. Professor of communications in Athens, Greece, and a photo taken by Canadian tourists. It's not a real selfie. They took my picture. He was in Athens as part of a student tour sponsored by IEI Media. I taught students for a summer in Turkey, Greece, and Italy. Gosh darn. Anyway, COVID, we're not going to do stuff like that anymore. But anyway, that's this week's assignment. Anyway, what we're looking for in the assignment, we'll show you. Okay, boo-boo-boo. Here's some real basic picture taking things to think about. Hello, okay. First thing, take a lot of pictures. For the ones that I'm using for demonstration of the hike for Signal Mountain, I took over 100 pictures to get 4. I tried a couple of different wide shots, a couple different close-ups, a couple of different far away shots. Over 100 pictures just to get 4. When I worked for National Geographic magazine, they send somebody to Borneo. They come back with 10,000 pictures to get 5 or 6 for the magazine. The reason is, then you could pick the best ones. You'll have many choices. You can throw away the bad ones. And to do that, take 5 or 6 of each subject, which is what I did. Take each subject from different ways. Vertical. Don't be afraid to turn the camera sideways or your phone. Not everything is horizontal. Vertical, horizontal, and try, if you're using a camera, different camera settings. First thing, actually, first get a lot of pictures. Second thing is to get close. Now, this is the same picture that I cropped, and I did this on purpose. This is a couple summers earlier in Ireland. This is Ian. Ian's he's a barbarian. We were barbarians back in the day. Anyway, Ian's a barbarian at a museum. He's really a modern person. He's not a real barbarian. But you can see far away, we have part of a sign, a reflection of the flash on the camera, and all this background stuff. Getting closer, you just see the picture. We'll get to more of this next week when we do photo editing, but you can see the difference. It's much better to take the original picture like this close, because when you blow up a picture, it's like the print on a balloon. You only have so much information, so many pixels on a picture, and when you blow it up, it's like spreading out all of those little dots that make a picture in a balloon. So get close if you can at first, but you can crop stuff out. Again, you can see how a close picture is much more effective than a faraway picture. Find a point of entry, also from Ireland, and we'll show a few from my recent trip. These people make the picture, give you a sense of scale, give you a sense of the scene. Remember color? That red stands out from the green background. Point of entry here. You can start with the tree and follow the lines. Rule of thirds. Yes, I like this picture. Our horizons in the top third, the people in the bottom third. A lot of cameras come with like a tic-tac-toe hashtag, oops, and put the people in those crosshairs. Bottom third, top third, this tree's in a third. This really uses the rule of thirds. Have a dominant element. Have the person in the picture show the whole scene. And we have other people watching it. She's framing the house. She's the tour guide. But have something stand out. Same thing like with words. You need a dominant headline. Otherwise, you don't know where to go. It gives you a starting point of looking at a picture. Leading lines. These horizontal, these vertical lines tell you how to see the picture. It points you into the group. These converging lines that go, we know that they're parallel, but as you go away, they get closer. That gives you a sense of depth, even though a photo is Even though the photo is two-dimensional, this makes it look three. And again, leading lines lead you into the picture. Diagonal lines make you move across the picture. And a lot of this works with words too. Again, top third, left third, thirds, 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 leave you through the picture. Avoid centering. See, here is, and I took this on purpose for just a demonstration. See him like this? He's looking that way. The picture's right in here. See, by making him 1/3, painting in 2/3, this rule of thirds things works so much. You have a much stronger picture. This does not add to the picture here. See the steeple in the middle of the picture? Boom, you look at that. Crop it tighter, get closer. Steeple is in the bottom third, a little off center, and you move through the whole thing. Avoid centering in pictures and in words. Get to the side of a subject. This works with a group of people. If you're in front, you have space between them. Get to the side. You have the leading lines. Rule of thirds going on. This is framed. Very nice. And yes, this was in Ireland. And in 1846 and 47, you had the potato famine. These are all 150-year-old, 180-year-old graves. Get different perspectives, get high, get low. I am sitting down low. I'm kneeling next to this person, feeding the swan. Yes, I got swan poop all over my knees, but it makes a better picture. If I stood up high and looked down, I just get the top of the guy's head and I just get the swan. So getting down low, getting up high really, really makes a difference. When I said about taking 1,000,000 pictures, take many pictures, try different ones so you can pick out your best. All about lighting. See how the lighting and the shadows kind of make this interesting. Same thing here. One of the things that did this, the light on the cathedral really makes it stand out. Especially there's sunlight here and it's raining back here. Light and dark really makes things stand out. And yes, it's Ireland, it's always raining. Okay, basic stuff for you to use. Back. And the second thing I wanted to do is, again, basic composition there. And now telling a story with pictures. Hello. Actually, I already opened this as I already downloaded this. Oop, wrong one. Here is, yeah. Okay. Photos and storytelling. This is what I really want you to think about this week, how to tell a story with pictures. Because, oop, it's running on its own. I should. But no, telling a story is one, the picture is one thing, telling a story is another. This is running on its own, so you can watch this at home and it'll turn. But anyway, photos and storytelling. Look at this. What makes a story? I had kidney stones and I did, and they hurt. Let's see the picture. See, I can tell you, but see, this actually was in my urethra and it went through my system. There's even a little bit of blood on it. And I fished it out of the toilet just for you. So, but it shows, that says a lot more than just saying I had kidney stones. Story provides information. Here's Bluegrass Monday. Here's what it looks like. Story provides emotion. These people actually are just waiting for the courthouse, but it looks like it tells a story. And Mother Goose is having a happy time in Portland, Oregon. Without both, here's sunlight and a tree. So what? Sunlight, if you have the sunlight beaming down on somebody and they're saved, they're inspired, that's a good picture. The tree, if there's a squirrel in the tree, if there's a hunter hunting the squirrel, you have something. Otherwise, it's a tree. Storytelling is about relationships between subjects. Boy, Make-A-Wish boy, and pirate, it's pirate day, and everybody's happy. I crawled on my belly under the crowd to get this picture, and it was in the Portland Oregonian. I got paid money for doing this. Between subjects and the environment. See, he's behind a chain, he's going uphill, his life has issues. He has a strain on him. Max at 20, what's about the light rail line that goes through town, but you know, he could be Max. Okay, I'll show you this shortly. Between subjects and artifacts, they're using a glass harmonia. You'll see more in a minute. Time and place, it's at the Red Line at Harvard. Here's the environment, and this woman's going, ah, that sounds awful. That makes a picture. Okay, how it's used. We'll get to that in a second. Interactions with environment. Again, how it's used. The 4 pictures. This is what we're doing this week. Medium, to give you some perspective. Wide, to give you a sense of where it is. See, she's back here. Here's all the tourists passing by. Close up for emotions. Wait for her to open her eyes. Extreme close up, which we will show, and shows you detail. Don't get too busy. Avoid, oh, the scene. You notice I cropped this very tight. Too busy, just the same in same in graphic design. With words, same with pictures. What about the scene is interesting? What's about it? That woman doesn't like the noise. Have a dominant element. Here she is, but here's the kid working. They're helping out. Everybody's part. Oh, avoid posing. Why should one avoid posing? Because, well, I'll tell you why. Avoid posing. She knows how to pose. She's done some modeling, former student of mine. Roll up her sleeves. She's got ink. She's got tats all up and down her arms. And so that's not really her. Everybody looks like that when they pose. So that's the problem with posing. Also the problem with selfies. So remember that when you take pictures. We're looking for the true story, not just the fake one. Sequencing, when you're putting things together, that's more for videos, but I'll show you anyway. A, B, C, E. A for action or establishing shot. B for background, detail. C for climax. This is the hard part, finding a climax when you make a photo essay. We're not doing that this week. And E is for end, something to take you out. Here is, this should be.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV. Click on words in this.
Okay. Okay. Establishing shot, headline, there she is. Here is our establishing shot.
Any requests? This is Benjamin Franklin's glass harmonica, a musical instrument he invented in 1761.
See? Action, we had action. Now background.
Based on the principle of rubbing a wet finger around a wine glass.
Okay, we had medium. Here's a close-up. 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 Medium. 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 A lot of mediums, but lot of pictures here just to accommodate the sound, I'll tell you. Close. Closer. Medium.
Very nice. I think it needs a little work.
See? Think about that when you do this week's. Here is some stuff to think about. Okay. Look at this week's. Go above you. Zoom in more. Okay. Okay, let's look at some pictures. Okay, we're at the Rainbow Lake Wilderness. Information. Actually, this is not a great picture. Well, I'll talk about this next week when we do photo editing. If you're making a layout for a magazine, you might just cut out the sign so you know where this is, but it's kind of dull. We'll work on that next week. Emotion. See, we're happy. Dog's not all that happy. Without both, picture is ineffective. Telling a story. I just showed you that. Let's look at some pictures. Here I am. This is the day before. Mount Chalawi out in Polk County. You notice the snow-covered mountain behind me. Again, bottom third, two-thirds, third. Again, rule of thirds, leading line. This is called a implied line when you have two things together, and then you have the mountain. The lines lead you across. It's doing everything. And yes, obviously a setup. I had a passing tourist. Everybody loves the dog. She said, "Oh, can I take a picture of the dog?" And I said, "Sure." And this is, I helped her set up. Okay, this is the day after hiking on Signal Mountain. We have, again, kind of a point of entry on the tree. A tree can frame a picture, kind of give you that sense of perspective. Without the perspective, this could be like an aerial photo. Okay, here we're sitting on Signal Mountain. This is Raccoon Mountain, and behind there is Lookout Mountain. So we have all our mountains, and then we have the tree, we have the gorge, the river snaking through. This is called an S-curve. That's a line that's taking its time. Again, top third, horizon, a top or bottom third, two-thirds. Back the way here, this mountain way in the past, that was the mountain I was on when you saw that last picture. So anyway, it leads you right across. Another kind of interesting thing, at least interesting for me, is that all the mountains are about the same height and they're all kind of shaved off because they're not real mountains. This is the south end of the Cumberland Plateau. Plateaus are flat on top, and they're fairly flat on top. Raccoon Mountain, Signal Mountain, and Lookout, all the same height, all flat on top. So it's a plateau rather than a true mountain range. Back here is the real mountains. Hello. Okay, here's this week's 4 photos. Here's a wide shot, gives you a sense of where you are. The wide shot, far away. Here's the falls, here's the canyon, gives you a sense of the whole place. Medium shot, a little closer. Here's Juniper in front of the falls. Taking a look at everybody. So yeah, medium because the dog is medium. Now you notice, give you a perspective. Don't just get a picture of the dog, always have the dog doing something. So here's a dog parked in front of the falls. Here's another medium. kind of busy. Little story behind it is that I'm on this swinging bridge and I tried to get her to come across and she said, no. So I let her go. I got up on the bridge and said, come on, dog. Dog says, nah, I ain't going up there. She's staring at me as I coaxed her to try to come with me. She didn't come. She won, as always. Avoid selfies. I did that on purpose to show you what not to do. Why? It's a cliche. It's like posing, too self-indulgent. Remember the story usually isn't about you. It's about the falls. Hey, look at me. Now, a selfie may be okay, like for your grandmother. I mean, this is what we call grip and grins, when everyone lines up and you won an award. Nothing wrong with that. But for most publications, not really. I mean, it's not a bad selfie, but yeah, it's a cliche. This story isn't about you. It's okay if the story is about you, but okay, close up. See, you really need, all I need is the hands to tell this story. I mean, people love Juniper. They say, oh, what a cute dog. So, and they come and they pet her and she likes it. See, the close-up really shows that interaction of the dog and the people petting her. I did not set that up. They just came and I took a picture. Here's the super close-up. This is, or extreme close-up. This is a real hard one. Say icicles. Okay, their icicles are close. Now look at that. See the difference? This is the super close-up. You can really see the details. This, not so much. When I see the super close-up, this is what I mean. So close, I'd call that a close-up too, because you see the face. Mediums, medium, and wide. That's this week's assignment. Can be anything. One has to be a person. They think of doing something. One of the hardest part of this is coming up with a good subject. A dog laying on the couch, one picture. People doing something, that takes the 4 pictures. People doing things tells a story. Captions, 2 sentences. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. In this case, Professor Jack Ziblick, professor of communication, takes his dog, Juniper, the welcome puppy of Lookout Mountain, to the neighboring mountain, Signal Mountain, to explore the Rainbow Lake Wilderness on Sunday, February 6th. He spent time taking pictures specifically for publication design class. Again, who, what, where, when, and the why and or how. This is what I'm looking for. Now, in this case, you know, in some of these things, maybe that'll suffice for all 4 pictures. But in this case, probably not. This one needs a photo, a caption. This needs a caption. That certainly needs a caption. And that does too. So let's see other, these kind of things. Other photo caption. Juniper stares at the swinging bridge below Rainbow Falls while her owner tries to coax her to follow him. She refused to cross, and she ultimately won the argument as usual. The other one, passing hikers pause to pet Juniper. She is an extremely friendly dog, and she always attracts attention wherever she goes. See how the captions and the pictures go together to tell a story. That's what I want you to do this week. Tell a story. And if it's a lot of things is just a picture. My roommate watching TV is one picture, it's not a story. If your roommate and you are making dinner, yeah, that's a story. Use the 4, that's a common one, people cooking. playing a game, taking a hike, a walk like I did. That's how you really can tell a story. That's what I'm looking for this week. And digital photo background, I have that posted, but I think this week I want you to concentrate on taking pictures. We'll talk about digital photography and photo editing next week. Go out, have fun, bounce ideas off me. Let's do some shows and tells for our, for our second part of the week for a lab. Have fun with it and enjoy. We'll talk next time. Have a lovely one. Looks like it's getting to be springtime. Enjoy it. Good time to go take pictures.